Buonasera and good evening everybody, MannwidaPlann here, and welcome everybody to Prison Architect on the Xbox One. Thanks for coming to join me today there, guys. This one's kind of interesting. It's actually been out for quite some time. It was going through development and early access, and I kind of missed it. I had a look at it, I wasn't quite sure, and I thought, you know what, I'll put a pin in it, and we'll come back to it a little bit later. It's in its full release, and believe it has been for quite some time, and I'm really quite interested in checking it out. In this game, we are tasked with constructing, managing, and maintaining a smooth operation of our very own prison. And all of the unsavory people inside of it will probably try to escape or kill us, as we are the warden and the manager of it, and if that happens, I believe it's game over. So I'm very interested to get into this one. It's a little bit complicated, so I've spent a bit of time off camera having to play around with it, try and get used to the controls of it. So I'll try and fumble through as best I can. We'll learn a little bit about it in the way through. If you guys do enjoy it, do me a huge favor, hit the like button, let me know what you think of the game in the comments section down below, and if you'd like to see more of it. And in the meantime, let's hit the button, get into it, and see what the game is all about. So here we are. This is the main menu story. Now I did have a bit of a play around on this one before recording. Normally I don't do that, but when I first opened it up I was so confused with how to do. It was like 45-55 minutes of me going, how do I do this? I don't understand what I'm doing. How do I do this? So I had a little bit more of a play around with it, and I know a bit more about how to make it all work, and hopefully it's not going to be too cringeworthy with you, but I'll do the best that I can. So I don't actually know Prison Stories. I believe it's actually a storyline. We have Prison Warden and Escape Mode, World of Wardens. All of these ones I'm unsure of. I've only ever tapped on this Prison Architect one. Now I'm going to go for a brand new game, and we're going to go over here as well. This is the old one I was playing on. We're going to delete that, and we're going to start a new one right here and check it out. Now I've just gone here to the difficulty, and I had it set as County the first time round, but you know what? Just for the episode point of making it fun, we're going to pump it to Federal just to see how quickly we die, and we'll leave all the settings as default and just hop on in and see what it's all about. Alright, beautiful. Love the lack of loading screen. Here we are in our lovely little plot of land. Tree, remove it. Absolutely great. 8 o'clock in the morning on day one. You can see at the top of the screen there, and our truckload of people is already arriving. All of our builders, all of our workers already here, ready to get started with the day in the construction of a brand new prison. This is going to be quite interesting. Now, we've got two little areas here. We've got garbage and deliveries, so we're going to have stuff going in and out over there. Now, I'm kind of thinking I'm actually going to start on here. Around about here, I'm going to make a little bit of an entryway. So if we tap left on the D-pad, we get a little construction menu, and we've got planning here, which I'll be using quite a lot of today. And this will allow us to kind of plan out what we're going to do without actually building anything and wasting anything that we've got. We've only got 100 thou in the corner there. Thankfully, it's not super expensive doing all of this, but we'll do the best that we can nevertheless. So I'll start around about here and go, what's that, 7? That's good. We'll keep it like that. And I want to make a kind of little entryway round about 7 by 5, like so. There we are, round about that. And then I want to widen it out just by like 2, and then bring it along. Make it 11. Turn it up to 11, man. Why wouldn't you? Prop it along here and crack it up over there. Excellent, so we have ourselves a little bit of an entryway here. That is wrong. That is not even at all. So if we head over on the D-pad to erase plans, we can go here and we can delete all of this garbage, and then we can head back over to lay plans and we can go not there. That is also wrong. You stupid man. There we go. Bring it back up to there, like so and like so. Very nice indeed. If I go to erase parts, I can get rid of those just there and get rid of those just there, because I'd kind of like a little way for the guys to go out, and we can go back to our walls. I'll put little double gate doors here, I think, or we could just do a single one, really, couldn't we? There's going to be enough kind of airlock effect places around in this place. So if we keep this one at 2 wide, I can go back down to here, and we can have ourselves a little exit way there. This is where it's going to be. So this is going to be kind of like a little entrance kind of way here. If we head over to the erase plans, I can get rid of that bit and that bit. And I want to have a couple of sections going off one way and the other way, because as far as I can tell, we need administration. We do have a little to-do list on the top left side of the screen there on the left bumper, and it says read the CEO's letter. And one of the first things he says is every prison needs a warden. He should be one of your first hires. Build him a nice office, and he'll open up a whole range of advanced facilities via the bureaucracy system. Now, we do actually have offices as well, so I know we're going to have a little kind of office section to the building. Oh, I haven't done it yet. We've wasted 2 hours. If we hold the Y button, we can pause the game up there. Really need to be using that as much as we can to try and keep on top of things in real time. So back to the world of construction, we have here demolition and then quick rooms. Ready-made rooms that you can use quickly to construct key facilities needed in any prison. So we have things like a canteen, the tiny little cell blocks. If I zoom in a bit better, you'll be able to see Big old canteen, teeny little cell, slightly better looking cell, really, really nice looking cell, super lovely. And then a solitary confinement. There's nothing more than a room with a chair, which is absolutely great. And we've got loads of other things here. We've got a common room, we've got holding cells, little kitchen for cooking up the foods, but there it is, office. So I know we're going to need some offices happening in here as well. We've got a river, which is interesting. So, if I had made a bit more room, we could have put a moat around the place. Never mind. That might be something we do in another one if we get along with it quite well. Back to the world of planning. I'm going to spend a little bit of time drawing up these plans, and then I'll bring you guys back with what I've got and show you what I've done. I found a little bit of a better way to do things here. We've got these little grayed areas, which I believe means they're going to lay foundations there as well. So if I actually box drag all of these parts, it's going to class it as an actual building with a foundation, I believe, as well, and then we can just hit the build plan button. However, we can still go erase, and we can take away any walls that we don't want in place there, and we can add individual walls using this one too. So that's quite interesting. I quite like that idea. I wonder if I re-box band this area. It is. It's going to foundation that bit too. So we can actually highlight out the areas that we want, and then kind of take away the parts that are going to work as doorways and such like that too, and then just tell them to build it. That might work out a lot better for me. Okay, good. That is a little bit better. Kind of makes a little bit of sense to me. We can have the warden's office over here, another room for a spare office. It'll be a little kind of entryway over that directions. Because this is going to be like the kind of main entrance room. This will be double doored all the way around here, and then of course in here we're going to have places we can take out the garbage, places we can collect all the deliveries. And these are going to be our utility rooms, one for water and one for electricity. And this will be the start of a hallway. If I've got it right, there should be. Nope, wrong. There we are, that's better. I only want it 2 doors wide here so that we can use that for another part. Very nice, and we'll use the double door there to move on to the next area. Now, we're inside of the... Where are you? You're on here somewhere. Inside of the quick rooms, we have a holding cell, and underneath that left bumper, the to-do item, one of the next things to do is it recommends using a holding cell to hold a lot more than one person at a time, because it's a little bit expensive to get it. So I think I should be able to put this down. Oh, look at that. It's actually spot on perfect size to sit right there at the end. Beautiful, and that's where we can hold the people waiting for them to be moved on to the next area. Although I am going to make a couple of cells ready for us, just so that we've got a little bit. We barely scratched the bank at the moment, so we've got a bit more dinero to spend out on. So I'm thinking to build a little bit. If I go back into the planning part, and what we could do here is what I'm thinking it is 3 by 4. I think if I had the right menu option selected would be more helpful. Again, get rid of these here and get rid of one of those. So we get those, and that's the little holding cell. If we go to the quick room and go down to the cell that's the smallest one, rotate it about a bit, that should be the same size. Yep, sure is. So I actually want to kind of make some of these. Now, they're a little expensive as they are, but building them out and getting them ready isn't going to cost me very much at all. So we'll go ahead and get some of these guys in as well. There we are, like that, and then we should, I hope, just be able to box band this entire place and set it like that. And it will layer the whole lot out for us as well. Beautiful. Okay, tidy up the rooms. There we are, and we have ourselves some cells ready to be placed down as well. Let's get rid of that part too, so that we'll be able to get that. So we have a little common room area, or a little holding cell to keep everybody in, the next set of cells to keep everybody ready. We will be using a double door there as well, and leaving this area for our first little kind of canteen, canteen, rec room, such things I believe we're going to need. Let's stop for a moment and check out that to-do list, because it has grown. So we've got the CEO's letter, and it says there everybody needs a warden. One of our first hires, build him a nice office, open up range facilities. We know that bet, we've got to hire him and get him done. Individual jail cells are expensive, but we have some ready to go. Get the kitchen and canteen up and running before the first prisoners show up, as it's sure to hire some cooks. Nothing irritates a prisoner more than an empty stomach, so we need to make sure we can feed the people. Many items require water. Water is provided by pump station and pipes in the water supply menu, so we need to have a look at that. Now, I have had to play with the electricity, didn't play with water at all, so that could be a little bit tricksy for us. But what else is inside of here? Your prison is currently closed to new inmates. I'm not opening that yet. Hire a warden, build a holding cell, build a kitchen, build a canteen, build a water pump. Okay, all of those things we're going to want to do. However, if we head into the planning section now and go down to build plan, and we can go Y button and press it up to super fast speed, and our little dudes are going to get to work. And you can see he's busy chopping down the tree that's in the way. They're all running around super fast, laying down foundations, getting the walls ready to build, and doing all of the amazing things it's going to make. I love it how they build floors on their way back to the stockpile and build stuff on their way to their next main task, which is great. Absolutely hilarious. I love it as it all comes together. Let's hope that man has a good plan here. Hopefully so. That should turn into one big structure. Beautifully done, and hopefully they're going to start working on getting all the walls filled in. They sure are. Look at all the trucks and stuff coming. I just noticed how they all have the little flashlights on their head because there's no power in here yet. It's all still super dark. Thinking of which, that's one of the first things we need to get into here is getting some power up in here. So let's go over into our build menu again, head over to power supply, and check this guy out. So we've got this lovely power generator. Now, I had a bit of a problem with this. Indeed. Two of these cannot be connected to each other. You can't build like a power room with buttloads of power. They can't connect to each other in any way. Not just they can't sit next to each other, but also their cable outputs cannot meet each other or they will overload and they won't work. So what we're going to do is we're going to start just by putting down one here, and we'll get him to connect to one batch of stuff and put another one down here and get him to connect to another batch of stuff as well. Hopefully that's going to work out. I'm going to go ahead and get the water supply put in as well. I don't know if this is the same thing, so thusly I built it a slightly smaller room. Hopefully it's not going to prove to be a huge pain in the butt for us. Let's go ahead and put him there. Looks good. And we shall see how that gets along. And as the sun sets on the glorious day, our prison is coming into fruition. We do indeed have a power plant up and running. We have two of them. And it looks like they're both kind of doing their thing at the moment. Now, they're only lighting a certain radius around themselves. Let's go ahead and slow these guys down for a bit while we're talking about this part. Now, if we go into the power supply, we're going to have some electrical cables. And you can see they've both got little outputs around here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use one to power one side of the building and the other one to power the other, in the hopes that it doesn't explode. So let's go ahead here and connect that to him first off. And then from him, we're going to keep it inside the wall, I think. And we're just going to run it along here and down this side of the building. And as for the other one, we're going to take it straight into the walls there, and we're going to run it across to this side of the building. Yeah, up here, over here. It's going to be a little bit extra expensive, but there you go, and into the admin rooms. Now, hopefully, that should power everything up once it's done. Okay, I believe that's all of the power lines in place, but it doesn't look like there's a lot of power running around through here. Ah, they've not quite finished yet, that's why. Because you can't get to there? Is that what's happening? Okay, let's cancel that bit of job. And what we'll do is we'll kind of do that to connect it all up so that everybody can actually reach it. And there we are. It looks as though that is indeed all of the power and stuff sorted out. Everybody's happy. Everybody's back to wandering around at the delivery section with nothing to do. 56,000 left. Alright, beautiful. I'm going to get to work on the next bit that we're going to need, which is going to be our canteen. So let's see about planning this guy out. In fact, you know what? Let's try just using the quick room so that we can get this stuff down and get it done. Canteen. Alright, I can see one door is a double door. Yep, that's the one. And let's put him just there. And then, of course, we're going to need the kitchen. It looks a bit dinky, really, doesn't it? No, I've just noticed. All of these parts are made out of brick, and all of the pre-built rooms are made out of concrete. That's really quite annoying. What a pain in the butt. So we'll go ahead and let them build that part up, and we'll try using that as our very own construction point, shall we? Now what I'm thinking as well, we've got this huge amount of area down here. Or we could actually make it in the central area. Yeah, let's do that. We'll make like a kind of outside common room for them. Makes sense, right? Only this one, of course, we got to put down one wall at a time because we want it to stay as an outside area. So let's go ahead and leave it like that. Run this dude along to about there. What's that? Too wide? Perfect. And then run him up to about there. Something like that. Okay. Not too bad. Not a bad looking little place at all. Now, what do we do in the way of actually making our very own thing? So let's see here. Canteen. Right, we have to actually kind of allocate rooms to be. Okay, so we've got a chapel here as well. There's a common room, which we don't actually have yet. Deliveries. Aha, deliveries. We do indeed have deliveries. So if we did that, box that out, that would be labeled as deliveries. Alright, excellent. And exports will indeed be here. Aha, very good. Now what I can do, in which case, is to go ahead and open up that wall. And the same as this wall here. So that they can easily access them and load them on and off of the trucks. Perfect, I love it. Absolutely great. Getting a feel for it now, starting to get an idea how this works. So we've got quick rooms, but then we've actually got a rooms building in here. Here it is. Ah, there's exports and then there's garbage. Right, we need another little room in there then. There we are, take care of that tiny little bit of walling in there too. And let's go ahead and back to the rooms, and we can now go garbage. And that is where the garbage will be kept to be thrown away. Little bit of demolishing of that wall there as well. And we now have a little garbage area too. Alright, excellent. I like it. Super cool. What else have we got to set up in here? What we need to do is get that office taken care of. Holding cell. That is indeed a holding cell. So let's go ahead and pan that out. We do have water supply and more electricity supply going on here as well. So let's have a little bit more of a gander at this. Now I'm hoping that I should be able to bring this up and then run it across here. But I've got to be careful about building on walls because these guys have a really hard time getting access to it. Oh, they managed to take care of that one just fine. And there it goes. There it indeed goes. I was waiting for that to happen. Overloaded. Remove electrical items or add capacitors. Now what we can do, as it says there, we can add some capacitors to it to give it a little bit more oomph. Just dot them around the edge there. We're going to need some on that side too. Now we can put these inside of the electrical cables that run through at the beginning point, so that's going to be absolutely fine. Now in the way of water, I've never really looked at. I'm assuming we just use pipes. Now we've got large pipes here. Distributes a large volume of water around your prison without losing pressure. Probably big enough for someone to crawl to freedom through 500 yards of smelling foulness. Freaking great movie that was. For some reason the name of it has slipped me. I know it's terrible. It's one of the best movies ever. But for some reason it slipped through me. Let's try to use the small piping. Connect items like toilets, showers and sinks to your large pipe network. Can only run a limited length before the water pressure becomes too low. Yes, so we do. We need the large pipe first. That's got to be a thing. Now we need just really to get to that toilet, but we want to try and keep them in a way that's going to allow everything to be connected in the future. So let's just run it up like that for the time being, and then get the small pipe. I believe we just go like that. I'm going to guess that's going to work. I hope. Kind of looks like the toilets are connected to each other, not actually connected to the pipe, which is a little bit of a worry, but that's definitely right. See how it goes. Nope, it has not worked. Okay, so what we're looking at doing then is changing these pipes. There we are. That got it. So it was actually the correct layout, it looking like that. It's just that we couldn't, it wasn't turned on, is all. Would help if you turned it on, man. That generally is quite useful. Alright, excellent. So we've got water, we've got electricity, everything's looking quite nice. I haven't actually classed this place as a full room yet, which needs to be done. I'll take care of that little problemo. And we're also going to need a little bit of a common area, and we also have to do that part too. So let's go ahead into here and look for a kitchen, and we will assign this to be a kitchen. It is now a kitchen. That's already set up as a canteen. That's already set up as a holding cell. We've already got garbage, we've already got waste, we've already got exports. We don't have anywhere for execution yet. Common room, we don't have cells. Now this we do need to have set up. Do we have to do them all individually? What is this? View missing items. It will tell us the things that we actually need to have in each of these rooms to make it an actual room. Does this cost us any money to allocate them? I don't believe it does. We may as well go ahead and do it. There we are, one more. Lovely, so we got all our cells lined up as well. Alright, very nice indeed. I'm liking it. Let me just take care of that bit of room that's missing down there. Alright, they're taking care of that. The only other thing we need is an office. Now, I'm wondering if we can build our very own office. Common room would be very good to have. Kitchen, office, here we are. So this is going to be the fat cat's office. Boom. Patrol. Draw a patrol area. Prisoners are eligible for parole, silly me, for parole after serving 50 to 75% of their sentence. Extra security is advised as some prisoners can become quite aggressive when their parole is denied. Right, okay, let's drop that time down and pause that up as all of that is pretty much finished. And you can indeed see there a reception where your prisoners are first taken when they arrive. That is going to be this area here. Excellent. We don't have a shower. We don't have a staff room. We don't have any storage. Oh man, there's so much more stuff we've got to be looking at here. So much more. We've got to open the doors soon or we're just going to be in a huge amount of trouble. Let's see here. Let's use this as a staff room, I'm going to suppose. We are going to need storage. It makes sense for it to be around about here. There's the yard. That's what I wanted to do for this place just here. That's going to be allowing people to take some rest and get some exercise. Alright, good. I believe that has been everything that we are requiring here. Why is this red? Install light. They're still working on it, that's why. This power plant is looking a little bit heavy. Some parts are still without power, though. That's definitely a thing. Alright, much better. Much better. Now, one thing we are missing on this prison is doors. There's a lot of open sections with no doors on it, so let's go ahead and get some of those down, shall we? Let's go for walls and doors. Where are the doors? I see lots of walls. Perimeter wall. Jail door. Right, jail door, large door. This is what I wanted to go for here. Here. We're going to want another one just there. Ooh. Oh, there's already one built into that. Fair enough. In which case I want one here. Kind of would like to be able to section off all of these areas. Like that. The more of these, the better, I feel. You can't go wrong with extras of these things. That's definitely a good idea. Let's see here. The standard doors are just going to be the ones sitting in all of the normal doorways. These ones are all jail doors, though. Every single one of these is going to be a jail door. Except for the kitchen, apparently. Which is fair enough. Are you having a problem setting up that light, dude? You having a hard time there? I'm wondering if I can count somebody to demolish that wall to let him in. There we go. Okay, that takes care of that. Right, so what are we missing here? A few missing items. We need an office desk, a table, and a chair at least. Okay. So let's go into our constructions and let's get into some item times. Okay, there we are. One office desk. Let's see here. If I switch that around, we put it about there. Looks good. We'll have a couple of chairs sat in front of it. A metal detector. That sounds like a really good idea. 1,000 for that. We definitely don't want people bringing metal into a prison. It sounds like a bad idea. So straight away on the way in for reception. Yeah, very good idea to have one of those down. Now these are like big tables, but I feel like filtered by room. Aha, that's good. So is it only those things that they need? Is that it? Is there anything else we can do? I mean, what kind of reception is a reception if it doesn't have some benches for people to wait around? Okay, I feel like that's all we need to get together for a reception. I've just noticed how terrible the floor looks. Look at this place. It's terrible. Alright, what do we need here? Office chair, filing cabinet, and has to be inside. Okay. Makes sense. Oh, wait a minute. Does it say there purchase objects? Oh, look at that. Ready sorts what you need. Very, very handy indeed. So let's go ahead, put that guy there. Gonna need a chair. I just realized as well we don't have a chair on this side of the desk. Oh, it needs a table as well. Alright, one table. I don't know why we need a table in here. I guess we'll put one just here. And maybe on the other side. Maybe it's for taking away all of their potential dangerous things. There we are. And let's get another chair actually behind the desk for our staff to sit. Now, the only thing this is saying that it's needing now is a filing cabinet. There we go, one there. A staff door. Let's put one there. We also need one of those there in the staff room. What else are you missing? Filing cabinet. Ah, yeah, it's got to build it first. But the reception is finished at least. That's amazing. The metal detector is requiring electricity. Curious. That should do it. Run it along there to the back. There's the metal detector in between the benches. And it looks like this light doesn't have anything either. Okay, I feel like this is coming along really well. Sadly, it's eating up a lot of time, but we've definitely got a lot done today, so I feel like we're going to be ready to open the doors in the next episode. Thank you guys for watching. If you have enjoyed it, do me a huge, huge favor. Hit the like button down below for me. Any tips and tricks and suggestions, let me know down below as well. I greatly appreciate all the feedback and assistance I can get, especially when we pick up a new game like this. It was a little bit complicated, so I'm sorry if I've missed out things or done things terribly, terribly wrong. But you never know. The disaster of which ensues, I'm sure, shall be moderately entertaining for you all to watch. In the meantime there, guys, if you have enjoyed it, hit the like button for me. If you're looking forward to more, don't forget to hit the subscribe button too, of course. And I'll go ahead and leave it there. Take care, everybody. All the best, and I can't wait to see you all again soon.